In today's video, we're going to be taking a look here at the upcoming storminess. We have multiple severe weather events to track, also a big-time Arctic blast on the way. Very late season. I do have a garden myself, so I am extremely frustrated by this, as low temperatures will be getting back into the 40s and even 30s for some folks, making outdoor planting, kind of challenging here over the coming weeks, as a lot of folks are expected to be able to do that soon. So might have to hold that off for a little bit here. There is a warm-up on the way, though, at the end of the model run that we will be discussing. So let's just dive through things. We're going to be taking a look at tomorrow afternoon, and we do have a couple of isolated and scattered thunderstorms throughout areas of the south central states, the Gulf states, up the mid-Atlantic, and even to portions of the northeast here. We do see this cold air on the way here for a lot of the north central and the Great Lakes states there. Excuse any noisiness you hear in the background. I'm recording from my car, so it's less than ideal. A little tight in here, so you might hear a little bit of some leather. Maybe I'm moving around a couple of things as I'm trying to get comfortable here. Again, less than ideal, but we are making the video regardless. In the south central states, we do see even more thunderstorms popping up for states like New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, in through Tennessee, and even Georgia here for the day on Saturday, the 20th. This cold air getting closer and closer to the southern states as it's making this kind of descent down into the eastern and central regions of the United States. By Sunday, the 21st, we do see some storms flaring up here for the southeast, all the way from the Texas and Louisiana coast up through areas of, once again, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, and up the Carolinas here, again on Sunday, the 21st there. By Monday, on the 22nd, what we end up seeing is that a lot of this colder air is now moving northward, so it's retreating in a way. And I would say the only area dealing with the more severe cold anymore is going to be the northeast by this point. But some more seasonable temperatures are returning to a lot of these eastern regions, and maybe even some signs of some cooling out west can't be ruled out by this early week point. Now, by Tuesday on the 23rd, you guessed it, the cold air is trying to make a return here to the eastern states, as we do have a low over Michigan. A little bit of a cold front forming, so be on the lookout for some potential severe weather here in the Midwest and Great Lakes. And then a bit of a warm front on the eastern end. So this is kind of the look here. So we will see the cold air moving in on the western end of this storm, with some warmer temperatures moving up the eastern seaboard. The west remains quiet and quite warm, actually, compared to normal. By Wednesday here on the 24th, what we see is that this low moves somewhere up into Canada, and we see a stretching cold front down the eastern states. So again, some thunderstorm opportunities will be there for the day on Wednesday the 24th. Even some interior snowfall can't be ruled out for portions of Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, and up in through Canada. We do see a cooling trend for the West Coast for the first time in a couple days here, and this could spell the end of this eastern cool air, as we see this warm air is now advancing a little bit eastward over time, and this cool down is doing the same. So this is all kind of pointing towards some changes here in the pattern progressively. By Thursday, this European model shows a potential minor to moderate snow event for New England on Thursday, the 25th here. We will be watching for that. This is quite rare for late April, but not impossible. So we will track this, but definitely take it with a grain of salt for those reasons I just mentioned. This cold and stormy regime out west is really taking hold, and I think that this could really put us into a negative P&A. We see this warm air surging over the central states now, but progressively, step by step, making its way further eastward. And this cooler air set up over the east is also progressively moving further and further eastward. By Friday on the 26th here of April, what we're seeing is a large storm system over the central states, 986, which is very substantial, with a really intense cold front on the eastern and southern end of this storm. This could spell another severe weather or tornado outbreak for the central states in through the Midwest. So for states like Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Iowa, Illinois, by this point, all of us going to be on high alert if that does occur like that. We do see this kind of warmer segment of the storm to the north of it, a little bit more stable and likely to feature more showers and consistent rain rainfall to the north of that low. That's not a sure thing, but that is just kind of a rule of thumb with these types of situations. And in the long range, you're going to really want to rely on rules of thumbs for sure. 992 now in Wisconsin by Saturday on the 27th. We still kind of have this cold front look, a little less intense perhaps on this second day, but still states like Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, in through Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, featuring these thunderstorms. And then again, that persistent rainfall here nearby the low, to the east of it and to the northwest of it. That could be a pretty heavy rain event. Meanwhile, over the course of these last couple of days, we've seen this warm air make a return in the east and a little bit of cooler air making its way into the west, giving us a jet stream pattern that looks a little bit more like this, which is going to look a lot warmer in the east by that point if we do see this occur. By Sunday, we're likely to see this kind of cold front continue its trek eastward and feature more and more severe weather and thunderstorms along that line. So keep that in mind, that could be heading eastward after that point. Total precipitation because of all of this is looking quite insignificant out west. Pretty seasonable in the east, I would say. And the main area that I'm watching for above average activity is going to be the plains, especially the northern and southern plains, the central plains getting spared a little bit, like Nebraska and Kansas there. Again, micro detail, don't pay too much mind to that, as this will likely kind of flip-flop back and forth. And then we're seeing areas in the Midwest seeing a lot, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, and some of the deeper south. So it's kind of these central and a little bit further towards the east areas that are featuring the most activity here. Temperature pattern is warm right now, but again, this cooler air mass is heading eastward, and it is very significant. These greens are going to be 10 to 15 degrees below normal, and we're seeing a whole lot of it over the east by the time we're reaching the end of this weekend into early next week. We do see this kind of last a little bit. Looks like it's breaking up as we get more seasonable here. This is what I was talking about by Tuesday, where we're within 5 degrees of normal approximately in the east. But we get this second round of cold air, which could be even more significant. These greens are again 10 to 15 degrees below normal, but these blues within the green are 15 to 25 degrees below normal. So a lot of the Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast featuring this. This would be very significant and could even bring some very late season frosts and freezes to some areas where it's not typical this time of year. Keep that in mind. But really quickly after that, by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we do see the significant warmth return. And by the end of next weekend, we should be back in the warmer direction here in the east. And this is especially looking pretty confident due to this cooler regime that we were talking about out west, which is a negative PNA. Oftentimes, when we see this out west, we end up seeing this in the east. So this really holds up and looks very plausible, I would say. Anyway, sorry for the short and very late upload. Things have been very busy for me as I've been dealing with some things in my personal life, but I'm going to continue to try to get these videos out to you guys daily and try to get them out earlier here over the coming days. I do apologize for it. I'm just happy that I've been able to at least upload in general. Anyway, guys, be sure to subscribe as we do upload every single day, like I just mentioned. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload so you never miss one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.